General characteristic of academic writing.
Second important trait in college writing is into the clear organization of the. It shouldn't look like a tornado hits your essay. The essay should be logical and clear. In other words, point A should be followed by point B, which is followed by point C.
Now, to be sure your organization is clear, you should provide transition sentences between paragraphs that show your movement of thought.
Oranges grow in trees. Glue. Citrus prevents scurvy. Let's roll.
Need some transition sentences.
Transition sentences connect the idea paragraph to the idea in the next sentences. Your readers might come someplace like Des Moines.
We'll discussion sentences some more a little later in the timber that no matter what kind of writing you tell, so your audience can understand logical flow.
Fair to other points of view. You can't just slam other people. Say why you disagree and support your own views with evidence by illustrating the point you're making.
Trait of college writing, or any writing for that matter, the writer must always acknowledge any sources used. By sources, we just mean other people's ideas or words.
Other people or the internet. Now, you acknowledge a source by citing it. Citing some information means you're giving credit to who said it or thought it. You're reader that this other person said it or thought it first.
There are two ways to cite stuff by using quotations or paraphrases.
In a quotation, you take someone else's words, use them exactly as they are in your paper, quoted words, and cite who originally said them. Then you'll be plagiarizing.
Plagiarism pass off someone else's ideas or words as your own. Now, even if you read the quote, you still need to give credit to the dead guy who said it.
Ooh, I'm gonna get you for that.
In a paraphrase, author's idea, so you have to credit that author for your ideas.
So even if you say,
"Oh, I'm really steaming,"
you still have to cite your sources.
So, that's the goods on citing a source. We'll go into more detail on how to use a source a little later. Just remember that the more well-known and respected your source is, to listen to your opinions.
Is that it must adhere to standard edited American when you're talking to your friends. You often use slang or perfect.
That movie bearable.
So, a good writer's handbook. It can help you when you have questions about what you should use and when to use a certain word.
Characteristics of college writing. Number 1. Number 2, a clear and logical organization. 4, accurately citing any sources you use. And number 5, English. All of these will be explained in more.
In the next part, we're going to dive into writing a paper. We'll look at a sample essay for an English composition class.
Part, ahem. You said the last part break. I think, oh, well, my mistake. Part 2, composing in the English composition class. And beyond.
Now we'll get to the meat of academic writing, or any other type of writing down and putting words on paper. So memorize a bunch of facts or formula is to write and write and write.
How to do it, but the only way to improve is to do.
A clear-cut way to write well. There are some methods you can learn. Is that writing is a process, a series of steps. The writing process describes the process you or any writer goes through from the time you begin to think about an assignment until you hand lover. Now we need to make a quick disclaimer here.
We are going to take you through the writing process and the rest of it, but the writing process isn't linear. And I'll have to do step 1 before step 2, step 3, and so on and so on. It's not like you don't go through the proper steps. She's buttoning your coat. We're going to. But the process and methods.
Even though the writing process is not linear, generally you worry about big things first.
First, we'll look at understanding your assignment. Second, we'll get into brainstorming ideas for your paper. Talk about collecting any information needed to support your position. Then writing rough drafts.
Now we need to be clear here. The writing process we're going to school or the workplace, but it should, because you would get ink in the batter and get violently ill.
Where's Grum?
Next, we're going to take of a college paper. First up,
your assignment.
The essay we'll be using is an essay that's typical of one kind of writing. We will be following young Nathan on his journey through the writing process, a journey that will take him into the darkest corners of his mind and one of the most frightening places on this.
Section A, defining the task, clarifying the assignment.
Do to start writing.
Fall on your...
You need to figure out your assignment is going to tell you what to write about. Understand your assignment inside and out.
Your assignment is like a map of where you can take your paper. Directions, the better your chance of getting an A.
Nathan's assignment and see what questions do. Now, if you ever want to look at Nathan's assignment more...
His first step is to place. Or he can go to people at this place or spend time thinking back.
Look at the second step.
The second step questions are, how do people act there? And an example of a place, a college party.
In relation to this hypothetical example, let's take a look at them.
Differently from men.
Going to be observing how different people act in different ways.
It says he must define the social dynamics of this place. He uses his own observations and analysis to describe the environment. After Nathan's taken some note, his professor again goes back to some hypothetical questions. Like, why or why not? Questions. Are in or can't do.
Back at the assignment sheet, environment. The professor gives seniors are the most powerful people and the writer would describe why he or she thinks seniors are the most powerful people at a college party.
You want us to pick a place, watch what happens there, how different people act, analyze these different ways, and then make an argument based on
the last paragraph where Nathan's professor the assignment.
Nathan's going to be constructing an argument based on his observations about how and or why people are acting. He'll support his argument with description and also support his argument by using 3 sources. He'll draw some conclusions about how and why people behave.
We'll dance these aspects of the assignment in front of him to use both description. He's going to be stating his position on the particular setting and evidence. His evidence will be his own. Let's look at the last part of the assignment.
Nathan's teacher must have a specific thesis statement stating a clearly delineated original argument with observation. Also has to have a logical organization of sentences, accurate citation of supporting evidence, and proper use of spelling, punctuation, and grammar.
But it matches the general characteristics of academic prose over to your paper. Let's go over each of these requirement sheets.
First, a specific thesis statement stating your position.
Remember, state is specifically on the topic you're writing about. You support the second bullet point and supporting evidence.
Assignment, his argument will be based on observations as well as some research as support. Requires him to have logical organization with transition logic is clear and that he uses transition sentences. Transition sentences serve as signposts that guide your reader from one idea to the next. The last 2 being evidence and proper use of punctuation and grammar.
He'll also need to use proper spelling, punctuation, and grammar. He can check a writer's handbook to make sure they're done right.
Nathan to check his paper throughout. Remember, it's absolutely vital to your grade and your sanity.
Started.
So the next thing Nathan's got to do is figure out what he's going to write about.
But I mean, I think I know, but at this point, I don't know how to say it. So
Anyone who writes knows this feeling.